All right. Well, welcome everybody to MVP Office Hours. This is the 100th episode. It's crazy. Pretty awesome stuff in store for you guys today. Excited to have our special guest on, and really excited, obviously, about making it to 100 and continuing to improve this. I'm joined by my excellent co-hosts who really helped me keep things organized and, produce this PowerPoint. Jackie Travieso and Dale Ziegler. And some events coming up. There's a small event coming up in a week or so. I think it's called Dreamforce. Just a few people joining in San Francisco. I'm sure a few of you are going. And then several events after Dreamforce, luckily not too close. So you have some time to recover there. All right, let's go to the next slide there, Dale.
Did it advance?
No, it is not.
Oh, that is bad.
There it goes. All
okay.
right, so if for some reason this is your first MVP Office Hours, just a couple, ground rules information. It's an open discussion. Basically answers live. We do this the first and third Friday of every month, so you can go ahead and block your calendars that 1 p.m. Central, 11 a.m. Pacific, first and third Friday of every month. We're going to be doing this. We have a mantra that no question is too big or too small, so don't feel bad about asking any question. And we record this and post it out to the community group on the Success community, just MVP Office Hours. Definitely join that group, as well as Twitter. So if you're a big Twitter user, follow us at MVP Office Hours. And all we ask is, because it's an open line, just that you mute so we can hear questions and answers clearly. If you have a question, you can raise your hand within the meeting. You can also speak up if we're asking for questions. And then all we ask is that you announce yourself when responding, so we kind of know who's giving an answer or who's asking a question. That way we're just not talking to some voice behind the curtain. And today, being our 100th episode, if you want to advance the slide there.
I did. There we go.
There it is. We have brought back the man, the myth, the legend, world traveler, and MVP Office Hours founder, Joshua Hopkins. Hopefully, if you're not already, you're following him on Twitter and staying connected to Josh. He's obviously an MVP, certified, and really just knows all things Salesforce. So Josh, you want to say hi to everybody?
Sure. Hi, everyone. Great to be back. I never would have imagined that we'd be doing our 100th episode. I mean, this is really cool and fantastic. When I started this idea a while ago, it was sort of my way to give back to the community with, an hour a week or an hour a month. And certainly Dale, Jared, and Jackie have just taken this to the next level. So thanks for having me.
Awesome. Thanks, Josh. And kind of before we get started, we wanted to give you some stats or some fun facts, if you will, about MVP Office Hours that we've compiled for you. So there it is. All right. So a little history lesson here. So over the time of and these are from episodes 12 to 99, just a note there. Some of the very first ones are only for those who attended. Those are the super secretive ones. We've had just over 2,500 RSVPs, just over 1,100 attended, running at a 46% attendance rate. So love to continue to improve upon that, right? 12 special guests in 2016, so we started that this year, and that seems to be going well. We'll continue that as we go. And 6,000 minutes of free solutions guidance and Q&A. And one of the things we've started to do is wherever we can at special events, hand out some business cards for the MVP office hours that gives you information on how to connect with us, as well as some awesome laptop or phone stickers or wherever you want to stick them stickers. And the good news is if you're going to Dreamforce, you can find Jackie or Dale out there, and they will gladly provide you with a business card and sticker. You don't have to take both, but they will have those for you, so definitely seek them out and get one for yourself and spread the love.
And we'll be so easy to find. We're only 2 people in 150,000.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I think I'm 5'7", Jackie, you're what, like 5'3", so we totally stand out.
Yes, exactly. But you'll probably find us in the admin meadow.
Yep,
exactly.
And I would recommend just, follow them on Twitter. If I had to guess, they will be tweeting out, their locations if they're stopped there for a period of time. So, yeah, in the admin meadow is a great place to find them. So,
wow,
so, yeah.
This is amazing. I mean, it only goes to show how our community is receptive to ideas and continuing to innovate on how we can basically push more information out to the community. I think this is one of the rare channels where you get to have a conversation, but just seeing these numbers, this program has come a long way. And I look forward to seeing anyone who's out at Dreamforce and looking to see this continue. It'd be interesting to see what. I don't know if Dale or Jackie, if this includes any of the other satellite MVP office hours that I know like Carolina and Shiv have done. But if not, these numbers are higher, which is amazing.
I did not.
These are strictly U.S. numbers.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow. That's great.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so and for those of you who don't know, we do have some satellite MVP office hours that were in APAC, as well as a Spanish-speaking MVP office hours, which is awesome. So, all right. So I think with that little history lesson, let's get to some questions and see what you guys have to challenge Joshua today. And I will mention real quick too, I do want to give a quick shout out because she was texted and she jumped on the call, Deepa Patel, and I want to shout out to Deepa because I said at the beginning, Deepa, I feel like you've been a part of at least half or more of these 100.
So I ran the numbers. Deepa is the most attended MVP at 26.
Oh, whoa! You go, girl.
Yes, I had so much fun. I think I was on for a year and a half, every. And then I let all the other MVPs take over and shine. Did you guys hear me?
They're still doing it. Yes, we hear you.
Okay. For some reason, my phone paired with my car, and I can't realize what did you guys hear? I started with, I have been on these calls. I think I was on every week for a good year and a half straight, pretty much answering a lot of the questions. And then I finally decided I was going to let everybody else have a chance to shine while I was doing so much extra work with my study group, so I kind of had to take a step back. And thank you to my wonderful MVP friend, Rhonda Ross, for shouting out saying, hey, are you joining the 100th call? And here I am.
We are so happy to have you, Deepa. Thank you.
Hi, Deepa.
Yeah. Congratulations to you guys. This is so awesome. This is so awesome.
Awesome. Thanks, Deepa. Great to have you on again. All right. So don't be bashful. Let's see who has the first question here. Let's get it going.
Yeah, stump me. I'm ready. It's only just for the record. It's 12. It's almost midnight, and I may or may not have a cocktail in my hand. So let's get.
I would be disappointed if you didn't.
I might. Is there any video action here?
No, you're safe.
Great.
Yeah.
I would trade the bottle, but it's fine. All right, folks.
Yeah, we're gonna start. We'll just start calling. We'll just start going down the list and just.
It wouldn't be an episode if I didn't pipe in. This is Squire. I have a quick question. Does any of the MVPs have experience with AutoRabbit or a second or a different continuous automation tool that they might recommend?
I'll chime in on that. I directly haven't had any experience, but candidly so, I'm also very skeptical about solutions like these just because the platform is always evolving, and sometimes, people decide to move what was, on the left-hand side and on the right-hand side. So I'm always kind of skeptical, but if you do find any resources, share those out, because I know that there's a lot of people trying to, make sure that they can automate testing and make sure that tests pass. I've heard of like Selenium. That's one of the ones that our delivery organization used to use. So, those are really two that I've heard out that are really popular. But, I haven't really seen them work for myself, but I'm really skeptical. So if you have any like demos or videos that you come upon your searches, do mention me so I can check it out.
Will do. We're definitely we're in the midst of revising our entire release process, and we are looking for tools that will aid in our continuous improvement or continuous automation and deployment processes. And so we're digging in. It looks like AutoRabbit's got a pretty good presence at Dreamforce, so maybe I'll have an update for the next call. So.
And just to be clear, this is around automating clicks that a user would do?
In our case, it's really about change management, continuous deployment. Our testing is a lot more manual. It's less of screen grabs and automated testing. It's more about getting the deployments through our environments in the quickest and most secure way.
You know what? Maybe I have seen it. Yeah. Okay. Fine. Well, then maybe I do have some feedback there. In terms of release management, I just recently, in the past couple of months, through a colleague of mine, Davin, has completely turned me on to Jenkins. It was a little bit of a rough learning curve to get set up, but we did get it set up. And there's also an MVP, Daniel. He has a bunch of stuff on release management. So release management is usually a hot topic at Dreamforce, so I think there will be no shy, of resources to talk about release management. There's also some good partners out there like Capado and GearSet. Shout out to them. They basically have some cool things, and I don't know if everyone knows, but just recently I've moved into product. So I have been the flame walker, if you will, about how do we continue to retest and release at the same time. And Jenkins and GitHub and a little bit of GearSet, a little bit of Capado have all helped me in sort of refining what that is. And those are the tools that I really prefer. GitHub, absolutely amazing. I mean, it was interesting because it took me a while to get there, but my Davin would be quite tickled pink to know that I'm completely on board with GitHub and Jenkins now, even from the command line.
Awesome.
There was a pretty healthy discussion going on in a private chatter group among the MVPs just recently. I'll try to find it during this call, asking the same question that you asked. And I think it might have been AutoRapid that they were looking at also, and the response was kind of similar to Josh's, where there was skepticism, because the challenge is that there are quite a few tools, and Josh mentioned quite a few of them that will handle deploying all of the things that the metadata API supports. The challenge is that this API just supports automating everything. So it's kind of the manual steps where the challenge comes in a lot. But I'm going to try to find that thread and see if I can summarize it.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think that's excellent. And even when there are manual steps, one thing that I'm trying to do now is reduce the level of manual steps. And it won't be a Dreamforce if I don't stand up and ask Shauna when is everything going to be configurable. So if I see her, I'll definitely ask her.
Yeah, and I'm aware of some focus groups going on that are pre-Safe Harbor even about initiatives that Salesforce is working on. So I'm hoping there's actually going to be a lot of discussion about that this time around, and I hope a lot of us will be smiling when it's over. But we're just trying to come up with solutions because our process right now is very, very manual, and we're trying to address that. So thank you, everybody, for the input.
Yeah, so the MVP who started this discussion, and it was for AutoRapid also, so she's with a company that's currently in the process of evaluating it. So she was skeptical and asking for other opinions. So you might want to follow her and connect with her in Dreamforce. Again, it's Jennifer Lee.
Oh, I know Jennifer. Okay, excellent. Thank you.
Making connections. Nice.
Awesome. Good stuff. Who else has a question?
This is Jackie. I have a question, just because I ran into this yesterday. So the last 2 years I've been primarily working in PE, so I don't get to play with all the bells and whistles and that enterprise has. So one of the things that I've missed out on was Sandbox Changesets. And so yesterday I went in to set up a change set and found that we have all these new testing options, and thought I would be over protective and go ahead and run the test all option, which quickly generated a gazillion emails to another system admin saying there were all of these errors that had to do with a third-party app that was installed that, of course, they're no longer using, so that's another issue. My question is, because I didn't hear anything else back, did all of those emails only go to a system admin, or who received those system exception error messages?
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm referring to?
Jackie, I believe it goes to every system administrator, because it's a system admin notification, so I don't think that they distinguish which user it is. I believe they just look at the system admin profile, because this has happened to me before as well, and it goes to every sysadmin.
Okay. And there's no way to turn those off, because you get the list of the errors in the details when you're running it. So I didn't see any way to turn off the system emails. Do you know of a way to do that?
I have not figured out a way to do that, but somebody else might have. I don't know.
Okay. All right. Well, you confirmed what I thought.
Typically, if you have the delivery option. No. Oh, go ahead, Rhonda. Sorry.
If you're in a sandbox and you know that you're running that and you want to turn off the system emails temporarily, you can go into the email settings and just say that you don't want any emails generated. So then you can see the results on the screen, but it wouldn't generate any emails while you're doing your testing.
Yeah, I was actually validating it in production before I deployed it.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to turn off emails in production.
Okay. Okay. I think I learned my lesson on that because I'm not a coder, I'm not creating visual force pages, I can just use the default option for validation testing based on, okay, all right. So I can't turn off the notifications, and those notifications will go to every system admin. Okay, that's what I thought. I just want to make sure. Thank you.
Yeah.
Great.
Here's another opportunity, Jackie, for you to learn using the IDE, Eclipse IDE, because that's where you can handle some of those errors if you wanted to. But I remember when I worked with my business partner, he would go in the back end and take care of all those errors just so that we could push something from Sandbox to production.
Okay, great. Thank you. Anybody else have a question?
Hey, Jackie, back to one more thing on this. I just found something. I don't know if this will address the test errors that you did, but there's a setting in Salesforce under email called Apex Exception Email, and in there you can set up which users will get the Apex exceptions.
Ooh, okay.
So I don't know if this is specific to the test emails, but it is for the Apex emails.
Fancy.
And then for other things, I know that email notifications will go out because I've received these sometimes. That if you're the person who, like you mentioned, that this was a package that was previously installed but no longer used, the person who installs a package or the person who deploys things to production is usually the person who will get notifications for some things. So it may be that person also got it if they were the person who did the initial install. Okay, because that was another thing I was wondering too, because I didn't get a lot of backlash yesterday, and I kept waiting for that. Okay, cool. You gave me some things to look into. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Good stuff. Who's next?
So while we're waiting for the next person, I'm going to do a shameless plug. So for those of you attending Dreamforce, there will be plenty of demo jams going on by myself and other Salesforce MVPs. So if you have the opportunity to be interested in nonprofit sales or service, feel free to check them out. There will be a mega demo jam, bake-off, if you will, that will conclude all of the mini demo jams and present a winner. And it's going to be epicer, as we invented the word. So please do check out the demo jams, including the final one. Myself and the infamous Jeff Gross will be on stage in tuxedos.
Nice.
Whoa.
Wow.
I better see that picture on Twitter for sure.
Hey, if we're doing a plug, I want to give a shout out to a couple things happening at Dreamforce, if you guys are okay.
Go for it.
So, first of all, I am privileged to have the honor of working with Mr. Steve Moe again this year for our Formulas Everyday Admin. We have 2 sessions, so go find those and please come join us. And this year, the MVPs have their own Circles of Success sessions. So it's on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, all 3 days, and there's a bunch of us MVPs that are participating in the Circles of Success with different topics. Like my topic is on adoption and Service Cloud. We have like sales and, all different Salesforce-related topics. And find those sessions and come join us, because this is going to be just like the MVP office hours. Well, it's not just like, a little different, but it's little group discussions where you can come in and present a scenario that you have or learn from others on how they are tackling some of the scenarios, and you can learn a lot by and you might come up with ideas that you might have never thought of before. So please come and join us for the Circles of Success, and there's also a Trailhead session that I'm participating in. So come join us. And this hasn't been announced yet. I don't know if I should let the cat out of the bag, but there's something special going on with Julian Medill and Mike Greger. Huh?
It's okay, Benny Offwood.
Well, there's a special event going on, and I'm going to find out from Jillian when we can announce it. But there's going to be a very, very interesting. This is something new, brand new that they're doing. They've never done this before, and it's all going to be about business process, like the whole development methodology that Salesforce uses, and there's going to be interactive sessions on it. So I will tweet about it as soon as I know when I can tweet about it.
Deepa, you can let the cat out of the bag. It was on a podcast.
Yeah, you can talk about that.
Yeah, she's been posting about it too. We've all been pretty excited about it. So.
Oh, cool. Okay, so I didn't let the cat out of the bag. Thank you. Tell me how much
I didn't know about it, but I'm just going to play along with everybody else that I did.
So on Friday morning, I'm doing a business use case. But before that, there's 3 really, really great speakers who are going to be. This is going to be like a really interactive business scenarios coming from customers, and they're going to show you how you can go through the whole needs analysis and requirements gathering and the whole process that we all follow every single day to build out our Salesforce org. So come find us. It's all in the admin theater, in the admin meta zone, and come look for us. And I look forward to meeting all of you, and unfortunately I do have to drop off the call. So thank you so much, but I'm glad I was here for the 100th call. Congratulations, and thank you.
Thanks, Deepa.
Thanks, Deepa.
Okay.
So
bye.
Some of the things that have been mentioning, the bad part about them is that they're not all in the agenda builder. So where you can find the different things that Deepa was talking about, like the circles of success that she was mentioning, are going to be during lunch, and I can't remember which hotel it's at, but in one of the hotels, maybe someone else remembers, there's going to be tables set up that are going to be facilitated by MVPs on different topics. And then what she was just talking about now for business analysis, and also other ways that MVPs are volunteering are in the different lounges. So it's mostly in the administrator lounge. So there's going to be lots of presentations and one-on-one sessions and ability to get questions answered, but it's not specifically, they're not all in the agenda builder.
And I think the official name of that is called Automation Station, just in case there's any signage.
Yep. No, that's correct. Yep. In fact, Ian Gott I think he's been pretty popular with much of the community, is going to be doing a lot of the presentation on Tuesday and presenting his application his company developed called Elements, which is a process flow tool. And then Ben Balup and myself and a couple of the MVPs are filling in on Tuesday and Wednesday, and then it's going to be fun, to say the least.
Nice.
Awesome, people.
That's great.
So I feel bad saying this now that Deepa's off, but maybe she's still on this year listed as an attendee, but I'm presenting with her and Steve on the formulas for the everyday admin. I'm excited about that.
Nice. Jam-packed. I like it.
I'm going to be doing early morning sessions in the admin zone on career paths for people within the Salesforce ecosystem.
Amazing. I love talks like that.
And there'll be plenty of other people besides me doing that topic also. I just chose the early morning slots.
Great.
Joshua is one person with a really amazing career path.
Yes, I will agree, but it's also taken a toll. I work long hours now, but yeah.
Josh, if you could venture a guess, how many miles have you flown in your career?
Simple. It's too many to count. Now I count the upgrades that I get for my international flights.
There you
and that's
go.
like 3 or 4. But yeah, there's definitely been a lot of flights since I started this Salesforce career path. And it's interesting though when I really think about it, because sometimes when you want to do something in life, you subconsciously get there without even knowing. Because I remember, like, when I was a little kid, and my mom and I were, like, going to a family reunion or something in an airport, and I was just amazed about all these people in suits, and, you know, they fly every week, and there's a process, you board the plane. I was just, like, taken back by aviation. By the way, that will probably be my retirement career. Might do something in aviation. But it's just so funny that, you know, years later, you know, sort of an airplane is my second home, as most people say. But it is it's been quite an honor to, you know, work for a couple companies that have given me the ability to travel. So I will and I hedged, you know, thank goodness for Justin Foster, who's a good friend of mine, who you know, sort of like nudged me to go to Singapore initially. But man, if anyone on this call ever gets an opportunity to do anything global, I mean, it is the shot of a lifetime. You know, go for it. Don't think twice. Even if you got kids, you got family, like, you know, if you can make it happen, because what I've been able to experience is short to amazing, and the only thing I would want better is for, you know, anyone who has the opportunity to ever do that is to go see it for themselves. You know, some folks aren't able to you know, visit other countries, but it is certainly a thing to do. Only visit one.
That's fantastic.
I'm actually looking at, for those of you on the call, I lost track of counting it, and there's no good way to export it. But one stat that I think is also very cool is all of these podcasts are actually, like, logged in ReadyTalk, and you can actually look at the playback count. So in addition to the attendees that actually attend, on average, every MVP office hours has about 10 to 15 playbacks. It sounds like most people sort of have these stored on their iTunes, which is great, and are recurring listeners. So, I mean, the reach of this program is incredible.
Yeah, there's some there's definitely some out there. The MVP office hours 13, which I may have to go watch back myself, had 73 playbacks, which is pretty good.
That's amazing.
So that sounds like another opportunity coming up to let people know about those replays a little bit more aggressively.
Yeah, we definitely post those out, but yeah, we'll post out make sure that link for the podcast gets out there as well. So if people want to check that out, you can subscribe.
Keep an eye on it every once in a while and get to hear Jackie, who has a Twitter account and who will be tweeting at Dreamforce, and who's on Facebook as well.
Josh, do you remember how I ended up with my Twitter handle? I blame you. It was Dreamforce. I don't know if I should admit this. It was Dreamforce, and you came up to me, oh, Jackie, what's your Twitter handle? Like, I don't know. I don't have one. I haven't opened an account yet. Well, you need to so I can follow you. So what did I do? Because back then, what was that, like 2007, 2008?
Yeah.
The connections were horrible on the cell phones and all that. So I enrolled my husband. I called him real quick. I said, open a Twitter account for me and then tell me what my Twitter handle is. That's how I ended up with the Twitter handle, Jackie Force. So that all comes back to that quick conversation I had with you about what's your Twitter handle? I don't know.
Those were the days when Button Click Mike was around in his red shirt. Man.
Yep.
No,
That's funny. I got my Twitter handle also right before Dreamforce. I don't remember which year it was, but probably 2006 or 2007. It was like everyone was talking about Twitter, so I'm going Dreamforce. It's like, I better sign up for Twitter because I'm going to Dreamforce. This year is Snapchat. I haven't used it yet, but I signed up because everyone's supposed to be using Snapchat at Dreamforce.
All right, Rhonda. I'll get my account set up too. Now you've pressured me.
One of these old fogies. I don't get the idea of Snapchat. Let's be honest.
Too funny.
There's this great video I found on YouTube called Snapchat for Old Fogies. And this older guy talks about it. It's a really funny video.
I'm going to look that up right now.
Awesome.
Great.
Any more questions?
If someone doesn't ask a question, we're just going to keep on reminiscing amongst ourselves.
As a listener, I have no problem with this at all.
That's good.
Thank you, caller number 45. Let's do tips. Tip 101 for Dreamforce. Wear comfortable shoes.
And not new shoes, right? Don't break in shoes at Dreamforce.
No, don't break in shoes. Bring good broken in ones.
Dress comfortably as well. I pass the torch to Jackie.
So I have two for you. If you're following me on Twitter, I posted a video on how to properly pack a suitcase. And oh my gosh, it works. I got 8 days and multiple pairs of shoes in a carry-on last year.
No way.
I did. So there was plenty of room for a little bit of swag.
Wow. I haven't met yet is packing. I will definitely probably overpack for Dreamforce itself. Totally.
Check it. I'll go get the link and repost it again today, so it's easy for you to find. The other thing, and you're going to think this is really crazy, and I haven't shared this with many people, but I do it every single time I go to Dreamforce. There's a product called BioFreeze. You can buy it in a roll-on, and if you roll it on your bottom of your feet do not hurt at the end of the day. Just let it dry before you put your socks on. I know, I told you it was a crazy one, but I tell you it works.
That's awesome. I haven't heard that, but I like it.
It's a little tingly in the beginning because it's mint or menthol or whatever, not menthol. I guess eucalyptus type stuff.
And it's called BioFreeze?
BioFreeze, yep. And you can get it at Bed Bath & Beyond. There are probably other similar products, but BioFreeze, I think, is the better of them. You might be able to buy it on Amazon and get it delivered quickly by a drone.
This is Sarah Deutsch. I'm just going to say a very obvious one, which is battery packs, external battery packs, and cables. Not only is it a great way to actually continue to stay connected without being connected to an outlet, but it's a great way to help a fellow community member in need when you see them searching for an outlet. It's a great place to have a talk. If you get one of the ones that's supercharged, you can sit and have a 10-minute conversation, and they can have a full phone when they get out. So.
And I'll add on to Sarah with that the last couple of years I've started taking power strips from the hotel because you cannot find enough open outlets in a hotel. So if you have power strips, get a fresh charge overnight for everything so that you can start the day on the right foot.
And you can purchase a travel power strip combo that has the USB ports in it as well. I just received mine today.
Really?
I think it cost me $20. It was a tip that I got from Mike Gerhold on the Button Click Admin podcast.
Nice. Man.
And water. Drink lots of water. Water.
Yeah, my favorite one, I'll throw in one extra. My favorite one is if we have any newbies on the call. Like, do you guys all remember, like, the first Dreamforce? You didn't know how to dress, how far you're going to be, how long you needed to walk, what you're going to eat for lunch. All you knew is that, what you left the hotel with is probably what you ended up coming back to the hotel with, probably like at 3 o'clock in the morning after like being wined and dined by your vendor or being at a club crawl. So my best piece of advice is pack light. You don't need a backpack. You don't need everything because you never know where you're going to end up.
Very true.
Here's one for the MVPs. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
If anyone's a newbie, definitely install the mobile app for Dreamforce. They keep on adding more things to it this year and each year, and it sounds like this year there's going to be ways to tell you exactly how to get places and how long it's going to take to get to the next place you're headed to, and there's all kinds of stuff.
Rhonda, what's the app called?
It's Salesforce Event, I believe, right?
I typed in Dreamforce I just typed in Dreamforce. It's called Salesforce Events. So if you type in Dreamforce, it will come up in the. I have an Android phone, so I was in Google Store, but they have one obviously for iPhone also.
It's nice too because every major event has their schedules tied into it. So if you're going to a world tour or a DX or even I think like some of the Dream-In sessions have been feeding it with the itineraries, so you should have it on your phone no matter what.
Yep.
Who can recommend, backing up to the wine and dine by vendors? That's great and all, but sometimes you just don't want to pretend like you're going to buy a product just to get a drink. Can the MVPs recommend like the better sessions to try to just network and like the best opportunities to spend time without being sold?
I know at least personal experience for me is I just hang out in the admin meadow or the admin zone, whatever we've called it, year to year. Even if I'm not committed to working a shift, you're going to find a lot of MVPs that are just there to talk to people.
I second that emotion wholeheartedly. It is where you spend your time, and honestly, as somebody who likes to serve their community, it's a great place to meet people and be able to help them in a variety of ways.
And if you're getting ready to go find something to eat, and if you're going alone, don't have someone, just put something on Twitter or in the app and say, you're heading out to such and such a restaurant if anyone wants to join you, and probably a whole bunch of people will show up.
That actually works. I remember, I'm going back, I'm going to date myself, like Dreamforce 2009 or 8 when, when Twitter was just coming out and for all of our Salesforce people. I remember hanging out with CRM Jen, who used to be my old boss, and we were just like, we basically tweeted we were at a grill. The next thing you knew, like 200 people were there. It was absolutely insane. So tweet away.
And speaking of hanging out with your boss, that's okay, but try not to hang out with all the people that you already know.
Yeah.
Or hang out with your boss and then do what Josh did, say who else wants to join us. Because you see these people, unless your colleagues are remote from you and this is a good opportunity to get together with them, try to kind of branch out.
Absolutely. And I would also say, experience different items. I'm not always involved in the nonprofit area or venues. They're usually tucked away. This year they actually have a prime spot. I believe it's at one of the hotels that are, not far away. It's with Square. And just go and sit in one session and figure out these movements and how they're using Salesforce for the greater good and moving communities further. I always am able to take away a little bit of how nonprofits work, especially on the Salesforce ecosystem. So I think it's just really cool to be focused on what you're there for, but also try to branch different content areas just to understand how other people are using Salesforce. You might pick up a thing or two.
Well, and then adding on that, I sat in a session a couple of years ago that was it was for profit admins like myself and how to get engaged with nonprofit orgs, because there are local nonprofit organizations all over the place that just want volunteers. If you can give your time to knock out a project, even just add a handful of fields, whatever, so that they can focus on fulfilling their mission, they will be so appreciative. And so going to those nonprofit sessions is a great way to get connected with people, whether they're local or the other end of the country or whatever. But just because it's nonprofit doesn't mean it's only for nonprofit.
As we speak, I'm trying to authenticate to my to the Dreamforce 2016. Two-factor authentication, gotta love it.
Do any of our attendees have questions about Dreamforce? Because you got a great group to pick their brains.
Well, if anyone's not going to Dreamforce, there's going to be user groups all around the country doing viewing parties. So if you're not going to Dreamforce, but you live in a relatively major-sized city, there's probably a user group that you can join to see the keynote together.
This is Virginia. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, Virginia.
Hey. So a couple of other tips for Dreamforce. Take more hand sanitizer than you need and use it often. And take you some emergency. And the minute you start feeling something coming over you, start taking that as soon as you can. A couple of years ago, I ended up coming back with the trifecta of upper respiratory diseases. So definitely keep your hand sanitizer and your vitamin C on hand.
Yes, the classic Dreamforce cold.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, yeah, it was.
Got
it
that
was.
last year
It was.
too.
Yeah, it was bad.
Was that the November Dreamforce when it rained the whole week?
Yeah.
Oh,
And
yeah. I had the plague as well. So yeah,
I lost.
remember that well.
I lost my voice for like a week and a half. I was on conference calls with my team in India, furiously typing during presentations.
Yeah. I came home to a 1-month-old that I was basically sequestered from so that I wouldn't get him sick.
You're put in the deep contamination suit before you're allowed in the house.
Exactly. That's basically what it was.
So Josh, do you happen to remember the first MVP office hours that you recorded?
I do. Actually, I do. I lived in San Francisco at that point in time, and I was working on a project, actually with Jared in Des Moines.
Yeah.
And the first MVP office hours was done in the conference room of Aperia, the big conference room, the big boardroom table in there, it's circular on Market. And it was a go-to-meeting session. It was random. We had a couple people. I think Deepa was there. And I walked away from it. Empowered because people actually got a lot out of it, and for me, it was a way for me to block time. Like, let's face it, we're all busy. But I too wanted to continue my contribution to the MVP community in a way that I could find that was fit for my schedule. So I just blocked time. I blocked an hour every month or every other week, and just did it. And then it got to a point where we needed to have more people. And to this day, I just had a conversation with Cheryl Feldman last time I saw her in Chicago, and she's like, I just saw an email from one of our conversations. And I think when Cheryl was on MVP Office Hours, I'd never really met her in person. And so just to bring that back, and she's like my BFF now. Like we hang out the events we go to. So it's just great to put a face to the name, as well as see like years later the value is still trickling down within the community, and it's only getting bigger. So yeah, I think we had about 15 people, and it was grassroots. It was all Twitter, nothing fancy. But you guys have done an excellent job of carrying the torch forward. So to that, I thank everyone who has been part of it, including the folks that are also leading the remote sites like Shiv and Carolina. And I think there's going to be some action going on in France very soon.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, cool. Well, I'm glad that we're continuing to make you proud, because we definitely want your legacy to continue. And with that, I do have a question for those who are on the line still. As we are getting prepared to plan out the rest of this year and then begin planning for 2017, are there any topics or people that you would like to hear from? Because we will be more than happy to invite them as a special guest and get on their schedule.
Mark Benioff.
I was just going to say that, Mark.
I'm sorry, who was that?
Mark Benioff.
Mark Benioff. Oh, okay. I only caught a portion of it.
That would be a huge coup to get him to attend one of these. Just
well,
have him pop on unannounced.
Oh my gosh, could you imagine? I will put it on our list. But anybody a little more maybe realistic until we could get on Mr. Benioff's schedule? Anybody that you follow on Twitter or Success Community?
Salesforce Ben maybe, or Jeff Douglas.
Jeff Douglas? And what was it? Who was the first one?
The guy's blog is called Salesforce Ben.
Oh, okay,
yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
What do people think about a like a trailhead session with like maybe Chris Duarte?
Oh yeah, that'd be fantastic.
And Jeff Douglas is involved. I don't know if you're aware of that or not. But Jeff Douglas is doing trailhead now also.
Yeah, maybe we could get both. I'm sure we could.
A twofer.
Mhm.
That might be doable.
Let's do it. Let's go to that next slide there, Dale. Since we're now that we're on this topic, if you have any thoughts or ideas, definitely you can post it out to that community group, reply to us on Twitter. Message either of us individually on Twitter or even on the community. We'd love to hear that. Next month, because of Dreamforce, we're going to just have one call. It'll be just really the third Friday, so look for that announcement once you dig yourself out of the Dreamforce trench. But it'll be good stuff, and we'll continue some awesome special guests. Josh, thank you for staying up late for us and joining the call and making this one a special one. We appreciate all that you do, as well as getting this thing started 100 episodes ago.
You bet. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. Well, thanks everybody. Thanks to the MVPs who joined. And hope everybody has a great time at Dreamforce, and we will talk to you on the next office hours.
Thanks,
everyone. Take care.
Thanks.